I think he'll be everything he wants to be, Kurt Helin. Great shirt. We'll get to that trade in a second. I think he'll be everything he wants to be and then some. He strikes me as a guy, again, the more I watch him and listen to him and read about him, that, you know, has it between the ears. As much talent as he has, he's also got the maturity and the drive and the focus to meet these expectations. But before we get into the draft and what a big night in NBA history this will be when we look back on the night that Victor Wembanyama walked across the stage, first we want to talk about Chris Paul joining the Warriors, which is like, talk about a full circle moment. Chris Paul and the Warriors. I never thought that would happen, even in this day and age in the NBA. But what are your thoughts on that trade, which just happened, you know, within the last, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, if you told us during the Houston Rockets Chris Paul era that this was coming, can you imagine?
Yeah, right.
It's just another sign that they are, for one more year at least, all in, right? Like, I don't know, especially with the new CBA, how long they can sustain this, but they're going to bring back Draymond at whatever number. They've got Steph. They bring back everybody. And look, we talked about this. I don't think you can have Draymond and Poole on the same team anymore. Like that chemistry experiment failed last year. So you let him go. Let him go to Washington for, by the way, Washington gets their first out of, they traded Beal, didn't get a first. Traded Porzingis, didn't get a first. But, you know.
Right.
Flipping Chris Poole, Paul for Poole, they get a first out of the deal. 2030, but 2030. Like they get a first.
Yeah. A protected one. Yeah.
Protected one, like way out. So, that's it. I get it. I think they're all in, and it just kind of leaves them with the, man, if they can just get this rickety bucket like to the start of the playoffs healthy, they're dangerous. They've just got to get it there.
I mean, I'm just really struggling with this, man. I'm struggling with this trade. I'm just thinking about, and of course, you know, they got to play the game. Well, a couple of parts of it.
Yeah.
Because I see defensively, I'll start with the positive. They get better defensively. Chris Paul still, despite what Pat Bev says, he's a good defender. He's known as a good defender. So maybe not at the all-league level that he was at before, but he still knows what he's doing, possession to possession.
Savvy. Yeah.
But he plays, he hoards the basketball. Even in Phoenix, in their championships, when they went to the championship, they were faster without him playing. So a team that plays fast adds Chris Paul, a team that is going to bring back Draymond Green, who likes to hold the ball too, is going to have Draymond and Chris Paul. I really struggle to see the fit here, Kurt. Help me out, man. It's great for this show. I don't know if it's great for the court.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting fit because you're right. Chris Paul teams play really slow, and one of the great problems with the Warriors is good defense. Then they ran to the three-point line, and in the switching, and you ended up with mismatches. They ended up getting good looks either at the arc or driving because Clay can close out and drive, and obviously Steph and everybody else could put the ball on the floor and get to the rim, and it just caused problems in the confusion of the matchups. You're not going to get that if Chris Paul has his way, or not nearly as much. He is going to want to walk the thing up, pound the ball for 10 seconds, survey the situation, and then make the play. And so they're going to have to get him moving. I will add, you know who I think their MVP has to be next season? The training staff. It's all about the training staff of that team.
Yeah, no question. So it's already been a fun lead up to the NBA draft. I'm a little exhausted trying to get Damian Lillard up out of Portland. I think we all want him out of Portland more than he wants to be out of Portland, at least right now. But whether it's Lillard, whether it's Paul George, Zion, like a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, potentially a lot of discussions going on. That's only a matter of time before we know about it. What's real? What's fake? What do you believe might happen tonight or between the draft and the start of free agency? What's the next shoe to drop?
Despite putting out a mock draft yesterday that had, because that's what I'd heard running up to this, that Brandon Miller was going to go second. I've always thought Scoot could go second because I still think he's the better player. I think he's the higher upside guy. And suddenly stuff comes out today like, hey, they're really thinking about Scoot. So if Scoot goes at number 2, Portland's hosed, right? Like, I don't think anybody's trading anything of significance to get Brandon Miller. They might for Scoot. There might be somebody like the Clippers. I've heard that it's actually Portland who's a little hesitant to take on that much Paul George salary with availability questions. But like,
yeah.
And suddenly, if it goes to 3 and goes to 4, like we're talking about all these trades, and I'm beginning to wonder, like, is this thing going to like follow form for the first 5 picks, and we're going to be like debating Cam Whitmore's spot, and it's not going to have some of the dynamic trades we hoped because all this kind of stuff is happening off there. Yeah, I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. Because I want to see Portland make a bold move one way or another. I want to see, and Charlotte. Scoot and LaMelo's interesting together, but I'd be curious to see. I would love to see him with Zion, even though I wouldn't make that trade either.
Yeah.
I mean, would you guys trade for Zion? Would you give up the number 2 for Zion?
Would I trade for Zion? No, I would not. I would not trade for Zion Williamson. And you want to talk about things we never imagined. Like if you'd have told Chris Paul, Houston Rockets, that he'd be on the Warriors, we wouldn't believe him. If you'd have told me that, you know, in 2023, Ja Morant will be suspended for 25 games, and Zion Williamson will be making more noise on Twitter than he does on the court, I'd have never believed you. So no, he's just not available enough. I don't care how talented he is. He's not available enough.
But you know what? I would say this though. I'd say this. I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry to come at your hometown when it comes to basketball.
Training staff
really,
shot?
It's not the training camp. It's not the training staff. I think it's the city. It's the city. Certain guys act out in a way in New Orleans. Look, Anthony Davis, we saw at the end when he was wearing
I plead the fifth on that.
Wearing that, and Anthony Davis wearing that Porky Pig T-shirt, like, hey, you know, hey, this is just what my, I'm out. And then he said, well, that's just what my stylist put out. Anthony Davis shut it down there. Didn't want to be there. He shut it down. Zion Williamson, that was a hamstring, dog. It's a hamstring. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, he's acting out in New Orleans. So it's a change of scenery. Would I trade him if I'm somewhere else, another team? Charlotte, he gives you another franchise player. You got LaMelo Ball and you got Zion. I do it. Yep. Because that's all he needs.
Office.
He's not.
He will be
he's not
box
damaged
office.
goods.
He'll be box office, and he's certainly more proven. Go ahead, Kurt. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say Zion and LaMelo next to each other win social. I don't know if they win that many games on the court, but damn, they win the social.
That's it. If they're on the court together, and we wish we wish those brothers well in terms of their health. Kurt, enjoy the draft, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Again, great shirt. Is that a sign that you approve of Marcus Smart to Memphis and the defensive lineup they throwing out there with Smart and Jaren Jackson?
Don't you think that he might be the personality they need in Memphis?
100%.
Yeah, I think it could work.
Although,
I mean,
between him and Steven Adams, nobody should run amok.
Oh, wait a minute. He would fit on the grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies. He would fit right there. He would fit with Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Shout out Sharif. Come on, man. That was the squad right there, the Vancouver Grizzlies.
That's Steve Francis's original team, right? Didn't they
Yes, it was.
trade him? Am I wrong? Yeah.
Stevie franchise. You're right. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.